I'm here to talk about self-love and how the enemy is the inner me. Quotes that I'm citing from Nick Miller from the show New Girl. And disclaimer, do not cite me on what I am saying, as I am just a crazy man who is just as crazy, if not crazier than Nick Miller, and you decided to click this video on YouTube. I am just saying stuff that I am thinking, so do not take this as fact. So what do I mean by the enemy is the inner me? One of the things that goes to this the most is the inner monologue. A lot of people have the inner monologue. I myself have it a lot of times. The inner monologue is something that we have to think about a situation. A lot of times this inner monologue draws up a lot of fear, a lot of doubt, and it hinders us in what we do. A place that I run into my inner monologue a lot is just before I go to sleep. At night, I just constantly think, and it's just a tornado in my head. I resort to listening to YouTube videos just to shut off that inner monologue. Now, the inner monologue comes from fear. Fear is a healthy thing, as it is something that results in either fight or flight. For instance, I have fear of heights. Every day that I bike to work, I have to cross a bridge over the highway. I am afraid of that. I don't know if that bridge will hold, but I think of the best and I face the fear and do it anyway, and that bridge has yet to collapse when I'm over it. But the more that we fear something, the more that we drive doubt into ourselves. For instance, I dealt with the fear of not being able to bike to work. However, I have gotten over that fear, and since then I have biked successfully to work every time that I go. Another aspect of the enemy being the inner me is that the tendency to forget things. We often forget things because our mind changes to thinking of something else. It's because our mind changes, we forget to do that thing. Now you may be asking, how does the enemy being the inner me relate to self-love? I came to this realization through self-love, as I am now in a place where I have full confidence in myself and I accept everything that happens to me. Because I have full confidence in myself, I know that I can do whatever I want to. Statistically, there is a non-zero chance of something happening. That fear gets transcribed into our vocabulary, when a lot of times we might say that I can't do this, but in reality, we mean that I don't want to do this. You can do this if you set your mind to it. I like the quotes, if there's a will, there's a way. The enemy being the inner me also comes in through the idea of control. Control, I believe, is very paramount to how we feel, whether if we are happy because something feels like it's in our control and in our favor, or if we are unhappy because something feels out of our control and not in our favor. There's this idea of the circle of control, what we have that we can control. I like the quotes from Oogway in Kung Fu Panda, when he says, control is just an illusion. There is some truth in that, and there is some falsity in that. There are things that we can control, such as we can control how we react to things, and we can control what we do, but we can't control the outcome of what happens. With self-love, I have reached a place where I am happy and content with the world and everything that happens. I have been able to see the positivity in things happening, and I just try my best with what I can control, and I just hope for the best from the outcome. This idea is also in line with Stoicism. I just try to do something when something is on my mind and get it out of my way. Just try to not think about it too much and not let that inner monologue run. Another quote that I really like is that often it's the things that we don't like that are good for us. Our inner monologue runs on overload if we don't like something, but oftentimes, again, the thing that we don't like is good for us. So when you have something on your mind and you're thinking whether or not if you should do it, don't put that into question and just get it over with and stop thinking about whether you should have or you should not have done that. I like to work with a to-do list to help get those things that I am thinking about doing done. Alternatively, I might just get it done on the spot. Best not to think about it too much. And this self-love comes from mindfulness, at least my self-love. Mindfulness in that I am content with the things that I am in control of. And one of the things that is really important in my practice of mindfulness is the breath. That is the fundamental thing to life that I believe that you have control over, as you can control for how long you breathe and how frequently you breathe. So an exercise that I like to do is smell the flowers and blow the candles. Breathe in and out. Just having that control over your breath is helpful, and it's a good feeling. Anyway, that's all for this video. I have upcoming videos on my journey in self, and maybe doing more ideas on control and self-love. I do have little projects going on in music therapy as well as mindfulness practice, so stay tuned for those. If you liked this video, please give it a like or comments. Please share and please subscribe if you want to stay tuned to what I'm going to do. Thank you. Bye.